Welcome back to the Stadium of Light. Sunderland have been frustrated this evening, 1-1 against Huddersfield Town, but on the balance of play, Danny, was that a fair result?
In terms of chances, I'd say so. Yeah, I think we've perhaps had more possession, which is to be expected, but give credit to Huddersfield. I thought they come out second half and they were excellent on the front foot. What I was saying, what Tony Mowbray would have wanted from ourselves, you know, we got that goal, we had a couple of half chances up. Ahmad had certainly had a great chance. They need to put the game to bed. Blazes it over the bar. It's come back to haunt us. We didn't have too many in the second half, did we? That one from Ahmad, maybe. Other than that, we huffed and puffed, made a couple of changes, but it wasn't to be.
It wasn't to be this evening, and we will look through at the highlights now here on the post-game programme on SAFC Live. Just looking through some of the moments, some early chances for Huddersfield. And, you know, we've seen it in recent games. Huddersfield, Birmingham, Hull. They've all came, haven't they, from the bottom half of the table and all give good accounts of themselves.
We've just said that, haven't we, before we come back on air. If you look back at the recent home games, we've won one of those and drew two. And on paper, if you are looking to push on and get into the playoffs, they're the fixtures and the games you've got to be picking up maximum points in. It hasn't worked out, but I think credit to those three teams we've mentioned. I think they've all had a good go at us at times. I think Birmingham were the threat on the counter, and I think Huddersfield were tonight as well. You're looking at the highlights here, and I've just mentioned there, yes, we probably had more possession than what they did, which both teams would have expected, and the fans as well. But if you're looking at the chances in terms of chances and highlights, they've had as good as perhaps what we have had as well. Maybe not as clear cut at times. And obviously we'll get onto their goal as well, which, yes, it took a deflection, but you could just sense it. It felt like it was coming, didn't it? Yeah.
Just looking at these opportunities in the first half from Sunderland. Half chances, really, but Huddersfield defended quite well as well, keeping Sunderland at bay.
Yeah, they did, yeah. And we seemed to have spells in that first half where you felt like, oh, it's coming now, and then it went away again, really. And, you know, give credit to them. I say they set up quite well, made it difficult for us at times, but they came out and pressed us as well, which perhaps we didn't expect them to do as much, maybe coming up here, you know, a point above the drop zone. But no, they come and had a right good go at us, and I think, did we get the ball out to Jack Clarke enough in that second half? You see in the first half he had Pearson and Knotts at times,
well,
didn't he, going past him.
Clear over the 90, Danny, that if Sunderland were going to be successful, it was through Jack Clarke, really, wasn't it? You know, apart from the goal which you're going to see now, which Gelhardt takes really well, by the way.
Have a quick look at the goal there. Say we picked the ball up there in our own half. They've committed a lot of bodies forward. They've still got bodies back there, but there was a big space in the middle of the park. You see Ahmad there, plays it into Joe, good first touch out of his feet, left foot, couple of touches. Defender gets a little bit square on, obviously goes for the block, and then he just fires it through his legs into that bottom corner. And I thought tonight actually Joe was pretty decent all round. He played a lovely pass out to Jack on the far side after his goal. You can see his confidence there, and what I've liked about him, perhaps he hasn't got the goals what we'd hoped and expected so far, but he doesn't half work a shift for a young lad in his first proper season at senior football in a way. He puts himself about, you know. He makes it difficult for centre-backs. He runs the channels, and he just gives it all. And I was actually surprised that he came off when he did, to be honest.
He was having a good game.
When the
but we don't know the reasonings.
No, maybe not. But
carrying something.
Yeah, possibly. But when you're at 1-1 and you're looking to go on and win the game with half an hour to go, and we take our only recognised striker off, for me it's a little bit strange. But you know, I'm not on the coaching staff, am I?
No, you aren't. Some more opportunities here for Sunderland. Again, Jack Clarke involved, cutting in from that left-hand side, right across the face, that one.
Yeah, you can see what Jack's looking for there, and he had another one similar to this in the second half, didn't he, where he put his laces through it, it went away from goal. You can see what he's looking for, just open himself up and shifts it a little bit. No, he doesn't actually shift it there, just uses the defender, just tries to bend it round him into that bottom corner, but too much on it, sets it out a little bit too far. And there's that strike right on half time. It was a great strike, wasn't it? But it was just rising and up and over the top of Anthony Patterson's crossbar. So yeah, you're looking at that there. Then we're getting at half time, aren't we? And you think, right, 1-0 up now. Can we now kick on? Can we go and get that second goal early in the second half? But you see there, just little errors crept into the game. Little basics is what we'd say, really, where we just a link-up play, little 5-10 yard balls which you play really without even thinking about it, and we were passing it behind players too far in front, under-hitting, over-hitting passes, and it was just a little bit sloppy, and then you can't get any momentum in the game, and that was the case, I felt, really.
That one was pulled back for a foul in the build-up.
Yeah, just that near post. Just see it back there. There's not much in there. Is it Joe Gelhardt, is it? I think it might be, or is it Linden? Gelhardt it was,
down,
yeah. Makes it look like a foul, I think, and there's not too much contact. And then this is the one. Yeah,
Headley had quite a decent
Headley,
game as well.
Quite lively at times. I think he'd be frustrated because he had their best opportunities at times. Didn't he? Had that strike what we've seen just before half time. He had the one what he sliced as well. But here's their goal now. I think we've just given the ball away higher up the pitch.
I was wondering, does this take a clip on the way through?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, you can see. Just look at the spin on the ball as he hits it. I think, is it come off? Is it Luco? Is it Luco 9 or Linden? Yeah, I see it from this angle better. I think Linden does he hang a leg out? Yeah, it does. Yeah,
takes
takes it up and over Anthony Patterson. And that's proved to be the distance, hasn't it? And is the big chance just after. Not sure whether it's on target looking at it from that angle, maybe going past the post, but
again falling to Ahmad, wasn't it?
Yeah, he catches it quite well, and from his point of view and his standards, he's had a bit of a quiet night tonight, hasn't he, Ahmad? That was a bit of a strange one from the goalkeeper on the follow. It wasn't too much power on it, a distance out, and he made a little bit of a meal out of it, put it round the post for the corner. And I think from Anthony Patterson's point of view, I think his handling's been pretty good tonight, hasn't he? He's had a lot of crosses coming in there.
He dealt with everything that got put into the box,
yeah,
didn't he?
He did. He come and punched a few balls.
Anything in that for a penalty?
I didn't think so, no. I think it's more shoulder to shoulder, isn't it? Defender does quite well. Yeah, see, it just gets away from Alex Pritchard there, and you see there the defender just leans across him, and it's not. And you get a feel from the reactions from the players as well.
And the crowd, to be honest.
Yeah, nobody's getting around the ref, and as you say, the crowd weren't there. But what strange thing is, we just said there, I don't think Huddersfield made a change, did they, all evening?
Didn't.
So Neil Warnock's obviously happy to see it go. That one there, just gets away from him. Another one where ball played into him. If it sticks a little bit closer to him, his next touch watch, see there, gets away 4 or 5 yards. And to be fair, Danny Bart's round on the cover, I think it is, isn't it? Yeah, this is the
big one, isn't
late
it?
on. And that,
89th
in a way,
minute.
it sort of summed Ahmad's frustrating night up, I think. Yeah. Ahmad when he's on his game, on his day, he's just going to take that in his stride, isn't he, and slot it past the goalkeeper. Just gets away from him, a little bobble, and it's away from him. So, listen, it's a disappointment, of course it is, after the result at the weekend where we weren't at our best, but you get over the line, you pick up the 3 points, and then you're looking to follow it up again this evening with another 3 against the team struggling down the wrong end. Yes, they've picked up in recent weeks, but you've got to be winning these games now if we wanted to kick on and try and get. We're still amongst it, of course.
Yeah,
we're
still amongst it. And
it feels like 2 points lost in a way, doesn't it?
Let's have a look at the scores then, if we can, from in and around the EFL Championship this evening. Blackpool 0, West Bromwich Albion 2. Sunderland, of course, travelled down to the Hawthorns at the weekend. A 12 noon kick-off on Sunday. We'll be here on SAFC Live for that. Rotherham getting a draw against Burnley, 2-2 there. Sheffield United 1-0 winners at home to Bristol City. Stoke get beat by Wigan. Vital points for Wigan. Is it too late? And Millwall, who are in and around us, they got beat by Birmingham. We saw how good Birmingham were here at the Stadium. So maybe that's gone for us, that one.
Well, it has, in a way, hasn't it? But it's only a point we've gained on them, really, where you needed 3. And obviously, we'll have a look at the table in a minute. But
so West Brom win,
Blackburn and Millwall are the 2 which us and the other teams
well
around us are trying to get to, aren't they?
Let's see what that does to the league table this evening. At 1 point, Sunderland were in those playoff positions. They find themselves 8th. So they have climbed a space.
Yes, well, you see there the difference, isn't it? Fine margins. We're sat on 64 points if we keep the clean sheet. West Brom have took their opportunity, though, and gone and pick up the points against Blackpool. So, yeah, it's a result. And just looking at Millwall now, isn't it? It gets a little bit tighter for them. And you look at Blackburn, have got a couple of games in hand on a couple of teams. West Brom, game in hand on Millwall as well. So, it's tight, isn't it? Right the way down to Preston.
So we can only get a maximum of 71 points now, Sunderland.
Yeah.
With the 3 games remaining.
But
it makes for interesting
there, you look
reading,
at that though. One of the teams we've got to go and play next, West Brom, who are in the playoff places. So you've got to go down there and beat them. I think if we don't come away from there with the 3 points, then it's an uphill task.
Okay, then that's the league table tonight. How it looks for Sunderland fans. We're looking at your thoughts now on #AskDanny. Mac's been in touch. Our friend Mac says team showed quality today, especially Gelhardt. Sunderland deserved to be in the top 6 in his opinion. I haven't spoken for a while, but I still support SFC if we advance to the playoffs. I will gladly come to the Stadium Light for the 2nd time in my life. Greetings from Poland. Good to have you along, Mac. We're just outside. It's not over till it's over.
Yeah.
People like Mac are believing around the world here on SFC Live. And, while it's still mathematically possible, the players have got something to play for, haven't they?
Yeah, well, he says there, Sunderland deserve to be in the top 6. I think you deserve where you deserve to be at the end of the season when everyone's played the games. It's not over a couple of games, it's over the course of the season. And, we've been right amongst it for the majority of the season. And we're still there, we're still pushing. It felt in recent weeks that maybe it had gone because we had a dip in form and results, but we've reacted. We've picked up 1 or 2 results in recent weeks, and we're still right amongst the pack, so you've got to keep on going. So it'd be nice for him to have another trip to the Stadium of Light and possibly Wembley, but we'll have to wait and see.
Let's hope so for Mac's sake. Anyway, let's have a look at another thought then here on hashtag Ask Danny from Charlotte, who says, do you think the club would be in a better position if we had Ross Stewart playing? I think that is a yes.
Yeah, I think most people would say it's a yes. Of course it was. I think he got 10 goals in. He only played about
11,
12.
I think, yeah.
Was it 11 goals in 10, 12 games? So I think he'd be up around 20 goal mark certainly now if he'd been playing and he was fit throughout the remainder of the season. Obviously he's been a big miss.
Maybe it's in these games where Sunderland have been in front and been held back to a draw at home.
Yeah, of course, like nights like tonight, exactly that really. And you look at the Hull game as well, don't you? But yeah, Ross Stewart playing against anyone is a nightmare for defenders, isn't he? He runs channels, he sticks the ball well, he can finish, he ticks a lot of boxes, and obviously you lost Ellis Sims as well. So we've played, I don't know, we must have played 15 games this season or so without a recognised striker. Then obviously Joe's come in and he's trying to contribute as well now. But I think we're still 4th top scorers in the league as well, which is quite astonishing really when you think of that. So lads have chipped in other departments, obviously. Ahmad's got himself a few goals. Jack Clark's got goals as well. I think Patrick might have wanted a few more. I think Patrick's got 4 this season. But we've got to keep on going now. These other lads have got to start chipping in, and we've got to keep going and try and get over the line if we can.
Let's see if there's any more thoughts on hashtag. We've got a couple more. We'll rattle through these. Hi, Harry, watching from Estonia. Frankie, we met you in Sunderland at the England versus France match. I was with my son Chris, who also watches the match from Washington, USA. I think that must have been during the World Cup at a screening in the city centre. It's great that, Harry. Thanks for watching in Estonia. Let's move on to the next one from Michael, who says TM players down the playoffs, but what will the change room be like and the conversations around the team? Michael Hammond watching in Azerbaijan. Will they be down in there this evening?
Yeah, of course they will be. Yeah, they'll have come here this evening. Looking to pick up the 3 points after the weekend. They'll have been up in spirits. They'll see how tight the table is as well. And then they'll say, no disrespect to Huddersfield, but a team who are struggling, you're at home, decent crowd in again, 37,000 or so.
Yep.
You're coming out here and you've got 4 games to go and you're thinking, right, come on lads, let's kick on now. We've got to fancy our chances. And throughout the season, I've always fancied us, if we're on our game, we're at our best tonight. The weekend, we got away with it a little bit for me.
Yeah.
Tonight, we haven't done. You give credit to Huddersfield. Said it there, they didn't have as much of the ball as us, but they hurt us when it mattered. You could feel that goal was coming, or certainly a good opportunity. They've had a little bit of luck because it's took a nick off Linden, I think, and flew past Anthony Patterson. But that's what happens in football. We've got to take our chances at the same time. We didn't have too many tonight. But Ahmad's had 2 good chances there, hasn't he?
Yeah.
3 with the loose touch towards the end of the game as well. I'm sure the boys are in there, that they'll feeling down. They'll have had a look at the table like we have just done. But they've got to, you look at that table as well and you see who's the team in 6th place at the moment in time. West Brom. Where are we going at the weekend? Let's go to West Brom. Can we go nick 3 points off them?
Yeah, jump ahead of them. The final thought now here on hashtag Ask Danny from Hugh. Hi, Hugh. It's good to have a familiar friend of the programme on the programme. He says, do you think the change in formation from what Sunderland had previously used in games disturbed the players, considering they had played in the same formation for a number of weeks? Is there anything in that?
Not really, no. I think it was a slight tinker, really, wasn't it? 4-2-3-1 to a 4-3-3. It's just one player moving 10 yards or so, really. And at times, Alex Pritchard was dropping in. I said it first off, didn't he? He was almost bouncing between an 8 and a sitter alongside Dan Neil to try and get himself on the ball. So I don't think that affected us much. What I would like to see a little bit more from us is what I said Saturday, runs in behind. We've got too many players in a way. It's just the way that they like to play, coming towards the ball. They want to come and get the ball off the defenders. Sometimes you've got to stretch it. As a former defender, what the defenders not like is people running in behind you. You want to see everything happening in front of you, and you're happy with that. Phil Jagielka come and played here a few weeks ago for Stoke. I think he's older than me, nearly. Sorry, Phil. And he had probably the easiest game this season because everything was happening in front of him, and we don't quite mix it up enough for me. And especially Saturday, Birmingham, the back line was 5 yards off the halfway line when we were 20 yards in our own half, just a little dink ball over the top. And we've got people with pace. You've got Jack Clark who can run on. I think Linden was making runs from right back, wasn't he, through the middle of the pitch. So it's all well and good. You've got the likes of Alex Pritchard or Joe Gelhardt, if he wants to play, he wants to drop in, come towards the ball. But as soon as they're doing that, you've got to have one or two lads who are willing to run the other way and to try and mix their back line up. So that's just an observation I've picked up on from up on the gantry.
That's good. It's good observations as ever here on SAFC Live, and we'll be back on Sunday. 12 noon kickoff down at the Hawthorns, and Sunderland are still there and thereabouts, and they're going to play the team in 6th place. That's West Brom. So we'll see you on Sunday, wherever you are around the world. Have a good week. We'll see you soon.